All right, everyone. What's up? Welcome back for another FFT Onion Knight Plus AI battle. So on top we have an old competitor returning, Juscal, and his team on top is Lunar Frost, and then on bottom we have another monster showcase team. When I did the video a few days ago showing all the monster abilities, it's Monster 18 because I had to create 18 different teams to get them all up and working, but. Yeah, so we'll introduce the units and we'll get right to the action. So for Juscal's team, we have Cecil the Dark Knight, Rosa the Priest, Rydia the Wizard, and Edge the Thief. Now for Monster 18, we have 1 the Archaic Demon, 2 the Ultimate Demon, 3 the Steel Giant, and 4 the Onion Knight. Cecil, Rosa, Rydia, Edge, they're all characters from Final Fantasy IV. And I like the fact that you're referring to Cecil at first when he was a Dark Knight before he became a Paladin, but um, I'm not going to say much. Well, I'll point out one thing because I did run this against other teams in the past, so I'm not going to spoil things. I did not run against this team. What I will point out is the very clever use of Absorbed Used MP. So because this priest is going to be casting Wall on her first turn plus 60 MP, Absorbed Used MP will trigger that. So if this guy, this Dark Knight, uses like Abyssal Blade or Unholy Sacrifice, if he spams his abilities, he'll be able to get, again, just from Wall, he'll be able to get 60 plus 60 MP back. So it's a nice way of restoration. But with the Ice Brand combo, in addition to the Wizard, she will be able to absorb. Personally, I think the Coral Sword would be better. Maybe even the Lightning Shield. And the reason why I say that is because with the Priest having the rubber costume, which absorbs lightning, and the fact that Wizards absorb lightning, you'd have 2 characters that'd be able to benefit from the Coral Sword. But that's just me. As for this team, I'll kind of point out the Archaic Demon, Ultimate Demon, and Onion Knight. They all have 80 faith just to have higher hit rates for their spells, more damage. Now, I will point out that they all have the Serpentaria Zodiac, which makes them neutral compat. So the odds won't be as high. But in this mod, good and bad compatibility, it's either a plus 10 or minus 10% modifier. It's nowhere near as impactful. Yeah, there's just a lot less variance as a result of it. We're going to go to St. Muron Temple, map number 50. I actually kind of like the design of the Onion Knight when I used it yesterday or the battle before with having just the fact that she can literally just heal them from a distance, and holy shit! Wow, that's 8 panels. Yeah, that's another thing about Dispose. It's indiscriminate of a height, or it doesn't stop at obstacles, but that's something. Now, unfortunately, the Steel Giant won't benefit from it because of Innocent, but that probably won't even be necessary. A nice auto potion, remember, because of item boost, yeah. So he healed up all that damage. Now, I'll point out that from before, Disposed does a fixed amount of damage, and it ignores Defense Up, Magic Defend Up, Protect, and Shell. So you can think of it as doing a fixed amount of damage like a Demi spell, as an example. Now, there are ways to mitigate it, like Auto Potion, Damage Split, maybe MP Switch for the males. Oh, that's not a lot of damage, but do remember that everyone's got Protect, and there's the Absorbed Used MP I was talking about earlier. It doesn't really apply in this instance right now with the Dark Knight, and that's just because it doesn't apply because he hasn't gotten in the range to use any spells yet. Now, what could work out are those charms, and he does have Dark Sword, so if he uses it on the demons, they won't be able to cast anything. Guessing that's a Dark Holy. 210. Any auto potions? Yep. Good amount. Healed up about a little under half. Re-raise, not bad for survivability. Pretty good. Yeah. So that's the good thing about Dark Sword right there. Now he can't cast Dark Holy. And even with with the Dark Knights having Dark. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say even with the Dark Knights having Dark, he was still doing 210 plus damage, and that kind of scared me. I can't. I'm guessing that's a raise too. Just about FMP. Giga Flare. All right. Damage split. Not for a whole lot. Now remember that priests also have innate magic defend up too. So when they have shell and magic defend up, magical oriented attacks are going to do very little. These raises not too bad because if the Ultima Demon or even the if the Ultima Demon especially gets taken out, you can use his AoE Olmagest and just screw people up. Same thing with the Archaic Demon. The Archaic Demon could use a Life Break and then run away because you won't be able to get healed. Well, he might get healed by like the Onion Knight, but assuming he doesn't, he'll be able to do fixed damage. Yeah. So these guys are pretty beefy. And we do see a charm this time, but I wonder if the charm's going to get broken. No, the priest is going to go down, though. Fortunately, that charm is not going to get broken. Actually, we might... Alright, it does. Nice. Nice use of Hurricane to just do a little bit of damage. Yeah, these guys just having a ton of HP. I'm guessing that's a Nano Flare. It's a big AoE. It's either Ultima or Nano Flare. Yeah, he's... Oh, Ultima, okay. He's in critical. We could go for Olmagest. But I don't think that's going to matter. A heal, not bad. The Dark Knight might be in range. No, he's not. He's they're fighting this little corridor right here, so it's harder for them to do tons of damage. Giga Flare, all right. Auto Potion heals up the majority of that, but that's understandable. Ultima, okay. Absorbed used MP. It's only 10, yeah. So, oh man, so interesting. I think we're seeing a bit of discrepancy. I mean, the biggest thing I just mentioned so far is just look at the HP pools. Yeah, much bigger HP pools, and then when you add in Protect Shell, it makes it so much harder to kill for units in general. So the only thing I'd say that's probably in terms of design, I get like Ed just kind of like what I understand, he's like a thief. But the thing is, yeah, he's got a lot of weapon evasion and magic defend up, which is nice. But the problem is, he doesn't do a lot of damage with throw or his melee damage. That's why the majority of the time he's going for like charms and such. It's because it's just I guess what I'm getting at is with his design, I think it's a little bit underwhelming. It's either negligible amounts of damage with throw or melee attacks, or going for charm. Against other human units, I can see him being a lot more useful, but with this team basically being able to do, for all intents and purposes, unevadable damage and having high health bars, coupled with Protect Shell, it just makes him so much harder to kill. I'm guessing that's a Dark Holy right there. And then a Giga Flare. Yeah, see, the Yagayu Darkness isn't a ton. Yeah. But the thing about Wall is also, with this mod, it's ooh, a crit and knockback, alright. It's also 100, it's 60 MP as well, so I think it's a lot more usable now versus what it was in the original. And plus 60 MP right there, not too bad. Another bop. Yep, okay. So the two rezzers are down immediately. So yeah, this Dark Knight really hasn't been able to do anything offensively at all. Olmagest, 186, not too bad. He healed up 53 of that, so it'd be what, 133? Yeah. And this is what I was mentioning before, this thief, he's done a single Yagayu Darkness and a throw for like 180 collective damage with their high HP bars. But yeah, the re-raise not too bad. Again, that'll always be really useful, especially for the Ultima Demon. Gets his turn, and 80 again. They all have like Protect and Shell. That's why the damage isn't a tremendous amount. But now some of their abilities, Ultima in particular, does scale off of Faith. So the more you do have, just like Dark Holy, the better it'll be. 210. Oh, he does have initial re-raise. The Dark Knights do remember that. Yeah, she's just kind of going to town, putting those reflects in it, and yeah, just with the Steel Giant, just yeah, he's just a giant freaking meat, a giant slab of meat to cut through. Yeah, there's a lot of defensive play here. I think the biggest struggle right now is just the fact that these monsters do have so much health, and again, doing fixed amounts of damage and it all being basically unavailable. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think Shell would necessarily be the problem, because that just means they would take the full amount of damage. I think it's just also, like I said, that they're much better. Ultimate? Yeah, 300 plus damage. Oh. Well, I'm guessing for the next couple of competitors, I can have you, Juscal, and Delta Fiend fight some human teams, or human compositions mostly, and we can see how that plays out. But yeah, unfortunately, these monsters were able to just overwhelm. Yeah, with that being said, let me actually look at one thing too. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but I'm thinking if you also had an Onion Knight too, you know, having super stats, they might have a better chance of surviving as well. But that's just me. All right, well, with that said, I will see you guys for the next video tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully this Saturday I should be streaming 7 to 11 p.m. I don't think I'll be streaming 4 hours of AI battles non-stop, but at least for a couple hours. So, all right, with that said, I'll see you guys for the next one. Take care until then.